So welcome to this video. My name is Alex. Now let me just take you back to Nazi Germany in the 1920s and in the 1930s, when this young, feisty, vociferous politician named Adolf Hitler was growing more and more and more popular. Everyone was inspired by him. Everyone liked him. Everyone thought this was a man who could solve Germany's problems. He was extremely popular. Now let's fast forward, say, 90 years, 70, 80, 90 years to what's going on right now and what the AntiChrist is doing, which is exactly the same thing. The AntiChrist is in the process of becoming the world's most popular man. And the Bible tells us that he'll be so popular he could even deceive the elect. Well, let me tell you, if you probably know who I'm talking about because I've made lots of videos about this man, but if you think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a nice guy and you think he's a good man who would make a great leader for America, then he has fooled you. And I'm sorry to burst your bubble. If you think that this man is wonderful and you think that he could be the solution to all America's problems, then I'm sorry to have to burst your bubble, but he is a deceiver. I've been studying him for many years. He is a deceiver. He is worming his way into the heart of the American public by appearing to be the most wonderful, caring, protective, loving guy who stands for peace, who stands for justice. Now, this is all an act. He's a charmer. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a charmer. He says all the right things, just like a politician. He says all the right things to garner the popularity of the public. He's exactly the same as a politician. He wants to be popular, and he of course is super popular because he's a very good actor. Actors do make great politicians because they can appear to be a certain way when inside they're actually hungry for power, or they're hell-bent on getting what they want rather than making their country a better place. So Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's film Black Adam is the perfect Antichrist story. It's not a coincidence that the Antichrist himself is starring in this movie Black Adam, which is the ultimate anti-hero, the worst villain in comic book history, you would say, who becomes a world leader, he rules over the world. It's no accident that this film is coming out in October, and he keeps saying in all his Instagram posts and on all his publicity that he's the man in black. Dwayne Johnson keeps saying, "Hey, I'm the man in black." But Black Adam is the man in black. He is known as the man in black, Black Adam, but The Rock keeps calling himself the man in black. Why is that? It's because he is blurring the line between himself and the character. He essentially, this film Black Adam is essentially hypnosis, so that we start seeing Dwayne Johnson as the man from the film, the character Black Adam in the film. This man who is unstoppable, who is powerful, who is almost a real-life superhero. And who can deny, when you look at Dwayne Johnson's body, he's almost like a real-life superhero. I'm going to tell you about that right now. Why is he building up his body to be this formidable specimen? It's because in the end times, Lucifer himself will be embodied on this planet. It will be Lucifer himself who oversees this reign of darkness, and this potential reign of darkness and suffering and misery. Lucifer himself will be embodied in a human body during the end times, or that is Lucifer's plan. And you have to remember that Lucifer is an angel. If he's going to take the body of a human, then it has to be a fine, powerful specimen of a body. He's not going to choose some wrinkly old man to harness his power. He's not going to choose Joe Biden, or of course Joe Biden isn't the Antichrist. He's not going to choose Barack Obama, and he's not going to choose Tony Blair or Donald Trump. Once Lucifer for Lucifer to be embodied on this planet, he needs a fine, strong, almost ferocious specimen of a human being. And that's exactly who the rock is. The rock is preparing his body to house Lucifer himself. And I know that may sound extreme to you, but you don't know what I know. You haven't done the research I have done. And you may think, well, why do you think you know better than me? Why do you think you're so knowledgeable on this subject? I can't tell you. I can't prove it to you. I can't prove that I'm right. All I can do is warn you. Please. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is the Antichrist. And if you want a little bit of proof, watch the film Black Adam and look at the storyline. You know, one of the taglines for the film is, "The world needed a savior. It got Black Adam." Because Black Adam behaves almost like a savior, but he's dark, his heart is dark, and he's relentless and ruthless, utterly ruthless and cruel. But he makes people feel like he protects them. And this is what any dictator does. He makes people feel like he's their protector, but only as long as they are obeying his rule. Only if they're obeying the dictates of what he wants, how he wants people to live. If you obey, you're under the protection. But if you disobey, then you are dealt with very ruthlessly. And this is what Black Adam is. This is the character of Black Adam. He is the greatest supervillain, the most dark-hearted, destructive supervillain. And he becomes the leader of the world. And essentially the world is ruled by the Antichrist. This is the story of the Antichrist. And Dwayne Johnson is playing this role so that the roles are blended. The roles of who he really is, or who he shows himself to be, of course, because he's an actor, and so he's acting all the time. And if you watch his Instagram posts and you watch his Instagram speeches, and you can't see that this man is acting, you can't see that this man is being a politician, then I feel not feel sorry for you, but I pray that God can give you the eyes to see through this deception. It is a deception. The Antichrist is so intelligent, or should I say Lucifer is so intelligent, that he plants a man in the middle of our society who becomes universally loved, who is almost universally popular, but it's an act. So he deceives everybody into thinking that he is Mr. Caring, Mr. Strong and Protective, the man who will solve our problems. And this man becomes president because everyone believes his act. He becomes president of the United States. And then, just when everyone thinks that peace and safety are upon them, then this deceiver, the Antichrist, reveals who he truly is, and the darkness of his heart is revealed. If you study Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and I especially recommend you watch the proof video that is in the description. If you need some proof, if you want more proof than what I'm telling you, then click in the description, click the video in the description, because all the proof is there. And there's lots more. If you watch his Instagram feeds, it's all propaganda. It's politics. He's being a politician. You know, he has said himself he will run for president. In his program called The Young Rock, which is all about him, it's his way of making the American public love him, because it shows him in his childhood. It shows what a lovable child he was, and you know, what a character. The aim of that program is to endear The Rock to the entire American population, so they see him as a figure of goodness, a figure who they admire and they look up to. So he's got his own program, and in that program, The Young Rock, parallel to the storyline of him as a child, is him as president or running for president. So even in The Young Rock, he is running for president in 2032. That's propaganda. Please wake up and see that you're being deceived. If you like The Rock, if you think he's a good guy, you're being deceived. And I would hate that in 2 years' time, people look around, people turn to each other and say, geez, that crazy English guy, he was right. Oh my goodness, why didn't we see this coming? Please, I'm telling you, from the depths of my heart, in the name of God, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is the Antichrist, and he is a dark man with a dark agenda, and he is preparing himself to be housed by, he's preparing his body to be a vessel for the Dark Lord himself, for Lucifer himself. And Dwayne Johnson, when he becomes president, will eventually gain full power of the United Nations. He'll be given the power of the United Nations. Why will that occur? Because Dwayne Johnson will be Lucifer. He will be an embodiment of Lucifer. And the United Nations has been created to serve Lucifer. The United Nations is a Luciferian organization. And if that sounds far-fetched, just click the other video link in the description. There's 2 video links in the description of this one. One with all the proof about Dwayne Johnson being the Antichrist, and one all about the United Nations and how it's a Luciferian organization who pray and they worship in their meditation room. They pray to Lucifer. Some people without realizing it, but the AntiChrist, which is basically the book publishing company for the United Nations, used to be called the Lucifer Trust, and it used to be based at number 666 United Nations Plaza. That's the AntiChrist, who are a publishing company, and they, founded by Alice Bailey, they would publish teachings, these channeled teachings that she would receive from ascended masters, and the ascended masters would give her information about a coming world savior. And they got lots of details about how this would occur. And essentially, that world saviour is the Antichrist. Because we all know that the world saviour is Jesus Christ. And he's not going to come to the United Nations. He's not going to have anything to do with the United Nations. Jesus will have nothing to do with any organisation, any political organisation. He will be independent of all worldly things. He will stand alone. And he'll be clear. His presence will be clear on this planet. So the United Nations is basically the government, the Lucifer's government. And so when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, when he becomes president, it's looking more likely to be when, I'm praying to God that my videos might open people's eyes, that my videos might, cause a ripple, make people doubt his goodness, make people doubt his sincerity, because he is acting. He is not the good guy. He is a warrior, but a warrior not for peace, a warrior for war. He wants global war. The Antichrist is a man of war, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a man of war. So, what more can I tell you in this video that I haven't told you already? Well, like I say, you can analyse his film Black Adam and analyse the storyline of this character, who is essentially the Antichrist. It's the Antichrist story in a film. And The Rock is that man, the man in black, as he calls himself, who is, in fact, Black Adam. Anyway, I don't want to repeat myself because I can go on and on and on. But what I really want you to do, if you think what I'm saying is insane, or if you think I don't know what I'm talking about, or maybe you think that maybe there's some truth to what I'm saying, maybe you can tell that I really know what I'm talking about, because I promise you I do, then click the link in the description, which is the proof that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is the Antichrist. And then the other link, which is the United Nations is a Luciferian organisation. And these two things go together. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and the United Nations will come together, and he will be the chosen leader in time. I pray to God that I'm wrong and that somehow a spanner will be thrown in the works and this will not happen. And that's why I'm making these videos. I mean, it's ridiculous, really. There's one guy, and by the way, I don't know if you've scoured the internet, but I haven't seen another video on YouTube pointing the finger at Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as being the Antichrist. Why is that? Either it's because he's such a good actor and that nobody could possibly believe he's the Antichrist. Or maybe they don't want you to think he's the Antichrist. Maybe they don't want this information getting out. Well, this video has the blessing of God, because God knows I'm right. I know I'm right, God knows I'm right. And this video has the blessing of God, which is why you're watching it right now, and why I pray to God this video will reach many, many people, because we want the Antichrist to be revealed, unveiled, before it's too late. So I'm going to be making more of these videos, just trying to shake people up, wake people up, open their eyes, and see that the Antichrist is in full swing as one of the most popular men on the planet, and will soon be venturing into politics. So go to the Rock's Instagram profile and scrutinize his videos, scrutinize them, and see, is this man being 100% genuine? Or is he a politician? Is he saying the right things? Do you remember on, I think it was last June the 4th, after the Black Lives Matter riots, and Donald Trump was said to be hiding in a bunker? Dwayne Johnson made this Instagram video, and it went all across the news that he made this video. Like it's world news that some Hollywood star makes a video. And he made this video, and he stood there, very statesmanlike, very serious-faced, and he said, "Where is our leader? Where is our kind, compassionate leader when we need him?" And of course he's standing there in front of the camera looking like a leader, saying, "Where is our leader?" And then he goes on to deliver a very clever message, a hidden message in that video. And I've made a video about this as well. I think you'll find it on that proof video. But he gives a very clever subliminal, embedded message in that video. He says, where is the man who's going to say, "I care about you. I am the man. I'm your leader. I'm your leader. I care about you. I'm gonna work with you. You give me some love. You give me some time. I'm gonna make this all better because I am your leader." And that's the message he delivers in this very clever way to almost like make you think that he's not saying it directly, but he says it directly to the camera. And while he's saying it, he's nodding his head, which is a manipulation technique, or a suggestibility technique, a hypnotic technique. So you say something and you nod your head, and subconsciously the people watching you kind of agree because you're nodding your head, so they kind of nod their heads as well. And so if you look at that video, June the 4th, on The Rock's Instagram profile, and he starts with, "Where is our leader? Where is our compassionate leader?" And he goes on to say, "I am your leader. I care about you, and I'm going to do everything I can to make this better, blah, 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 blah." So, and he uses a lot, The Rock uses a lot of suggestibility, hypnosis, and influential techniques in his videos because he knows what he's doing. He's a manipulator, he's a deceiver, he's a charmer like a magician. He uses words and makes people feel good. You know, part of politics, part of manipulation is making people feel good when they listen to you. That's what Hitler did. Hitler made people feel really passionate, like they're really inspired, so they'd connect this feeling to him. And that's how like a dictator elicits a sense of devotion from his audience, because he elicits this great sense of passion and purpose so that the audience think, yes, we are together, we can do this, I believe in you. And that's exactly, The Rock does this by making people feel good, making people feel warm inside, making them feel like he cares, so that people connect the sense of love and feeling good to him. He's an expert at this, at making people feel good. He's a feel-good doctor with words. He's a flatterer, a charmer. That's what a charmer is. They use words to make you feel good so that you connect that feeling of goodness to them, and you feel like you want more of them. You want more of what they're giving you because it's them who's making you feel good. They're responsible for your good feeling, and Dwayne Johnson does this in abundance. So I'll finish this video by reminding you, do not trust him. Do not trust the man in black. He's a deceiver and he has bad intentions, and Black Adam is the storyline of the Antichrist, and it's not a coincidence. This film is all timed perfectly, all perfectly orchestrated, and it's not long. I must warn you, it's not long before Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will be in power in the White House. And then, well, let's hope that doesn't happen. But God help us all if he does have the power that he craves. But I'm praying to God that this video reaches far and wide, that this message, this understanding of who the rock really is, spreads far and wide, and that people do not fall for his deception, his charm, his tactics, his manipulation. Anyway, watch the 2 videos in the description of this one. Proof that the rock is the Antichrist, and the United Nations is a Luciferian organization. They will enlighten you, and they'll start putting more jigsaw puzzle pieces together so you can see the bigger picture, as I myself want you to see. Okay, thank you for listening to this video. Stay strong, I wish you well, and God bless you.